And we are back. Very many thanks for choosing to stay with us. And in case you're just joining us, welcome to Kenya's Gold, where the focus today is getting to understand in depth how the ongoing floods are affecting the lives of our farmers. And the conversation is with Ojapat, our experts of the day, Margaret and Rusas. Now, we left it at leased lands and the challenges that you have faced, but very quickly you can help us understand. You're 37, you've been in the agricultural space for about 7 years now, and you're 30, having started at 19. What are some of the challenges that you have faced as a young person trying to, do so well in the agricultural space, but here you are using leased lands? There are challenges that we do not even know are there, but you have experienced firsthand. Rusas, I'm going to start with you. Tell us more about that.
Okay, thanks so much. I would just say, or use a popular quote that has been there, vitu kwa ground ni different, yeah? Well, maybe the government or the administrations would have policies on maybe governing the leasing, buying and selling of land. But as a farmer, for example, if you're going to lease land, most of the agreement is based on the party that you're leasing from. So it can be an individual, it can be a family, or it can be a communal land, or it can also be a partner. So you make agreements, and these agreements is what governs your activities. So most of the things that happen is not very easy there. Most of the challenges we'll face, number one, you find some of the rules and terms and Cs are not very favorable. We were talking about water harvesting. You find a case whereby the landlord tells you you are not supposed to sink any borehole or any toilet or even plant any tree. So in that area you find you might be willing to do it, but then the policies or the conditions cannot, there's limitation. Right. Then two is by the virtue that people change and that circumstances change, the farmers are bound sometimes to lose land. For example, in my case, I've lost 4 farms. 4 different farms, 4 different circumstances.
In the same ward or different locations?
Different locations.
Different locations.
Yes.
And the one that you're in right now, for how long have you been there?
I've been there for 5 years now.
5 years is a long time.
Yes.
Have you found a way of, negotiating better with the one who leased the land to you so that also you don't go through the challenge of losing your land over and over again?
Of course, through this time, we've really built a very good relationship with the landlord. He's now like my very good friend.
Right.
Yes, so it's not like we were doing it in the beginning. Now there's a very good relationship.
Okay. Kwako Margaret Njenga, pia changamoto kama hizo unakumbana nazo na unapambana nayo vipi?
Changamoto ziko, but naweza mbia wakulima, don't fear those leased lands. Kuja ground, face those people. They are not bad, mostly the individuals. The problems becomes when it comes to now, you're not dealing now with the family, but now you're dealing with the community.
Right.
But individuals, they are good. But the challenges comes now when maybe it was the head of the family, now the father, then the sons are here. They want a share of what now you're paying, because at least it's terms now, then you pay either yearly, monthly, or the terms according to your terms. So you go to those places, inquire. First inquire. Like me, I inquired for a whole year where I am now, because I had seen people losing, cutting the popo trees and leaving them unattended because they have felt devastated. But me, I had to do my research.
Right.
So I had to look for that one family. So the secret is look for a land where the family does not reside in that farm.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, as we head towards winding up this conversation, Ojapat, we have seen the damage that is there at the cargo section at the JKIA. And there's the question of insurance. All right, as a good business person, you will insure your business. Does insurance take care of situations such as those where it can somehow fall on natural calamities? What's the arrangement between exporters and insurance companies to safeguard yourselves with the exports?
I think first we need to understand that where does the responsibility end? And what is insurance covering and what's insurance not covering? The business of an exporter is to move their cargo from the farms. For example, for those in Naivasha, it's from Naivasha to Nairobi. They give them to the clearing agent or a handling agent, who then hands over to the airline, and the conversation on insurance varies from company to company and the arrangement they are in. When we talk about disasters, like what we've seen at the airport, some of it, depending on how the insurance is structured, you may call it carelessness, like a leaking roof. Now, the exporter has done their work. They deliver the cargo. It's now about the facility at the airport. Does KAA or any ground handler at the airport have an arrangement between them and the insurance company so that the exporter ends, because they're different players.
All right.
So you need to understand the exporter hands over to the clearing agent, the clearing agent to the next person. The exporter then expects their cargo to land to the hands of the importer on the other side. So there are a few other areas, but it varies from person to person. And sometimes we found people being a bit shy to deal with the fresh produce because they think it's too risky. But there are many other factors along the way that need to be considered, particularly when it comes to logistics. And now, for example, we saw the leaking roof.
Okay.
What does the exporter have to do with it?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you may ask questions, but then the insurance needs to take over from the other
side. So that's between KAA and insurance.
You need to know, not just KAA alone, but who is the ground handler. Because there are like 6 ground handlers who have different packages, facilities at the airport, that then you need to deal with them.
Okay. Kwa haraka tunajua hao ni wakulima ambao wanakutegemea pia kwa mawaidha. Imefanyika, mvua imenyesha na kuna soil erosion. Na vile vile wakati anakwenda shambani, je, atapanda moja kwa moja?
Two things happen. Number one, the erosion is here. There is a way you need to get back to the land. You need to look at the nutrition. You need to look at the soil type. We need to look at what has been left, because some places you have a bare ground. So you have to bring in compost and you have to start reconstruction of the land, including reconstructing or bringing back the nutrients. So this will vary from point to point. But we need not to have gotten here if we took precautions in terms of bringing dikes and setting up certain parameters. But I think for me what is critical here is to give hope to our people that they must continue doing what they're doing. We are keeping engaging. We will support them, and we're doing what we can humanly possible to ensure that we facilitate their progress. Our request is just to ensure that they should not give up. That's
Asante sana. Tunashukuru sana kwako Oje Pato Kiserege, Ruzos Demiso na vile vile Margaret Njenga kwa kuja siku ya leo. Tusemeje kwako mtazamaji ambaye umetufuatilia tangu zindua hadi sasa tunafika ukoko. Salia na Mwenyezi Mungu. Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terer. Kumbuka tutatimiza ndoto.
All right, now what a way to kickstart this brand new week, learning so much from our experts and farmers, of course, on the pressing issue on floods and how they are affecting our farmers. We will most definitely keep updating you on the developments, but for now our plea is please be safe, do not risk. The rains are here with us and we need you well. Thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. My name is Violet Sangina. Goodbye.
Kenya's Gold, brought to you by Cooperative Bank, growing Kenya's agriculture.
A little more than 50 years ago, a group of cooperators came together to plant a seed.